Hello, Oracles. Well, we have China getting back up to production over 20,000 vehicles per week again already. We also have prices going up on the rear wheel drive Model Y over in China. We have some prices coming down here in the US. And we also have some other information from JB Straubel and Redwood Materials, some news on jobs over in Giga New York, and some information about oil over in Russia. So we're going to get into all of that in just a minute. All right, so before we get into this, just a quick reminder tonight we will be doing an open forum live stream. It is our 10,000 subscriber celebration. So, any of you who would like to join us on the live stream to actually chat, please let me know in the comments. I will send you guys a link to the actual chat to get in here. Otherwise, anybody else who wants to watch, I will be putting out that link later in the day. And we will just enjoy the celebration tonight, discuss everything Tesla, everything else going on, and reliving that journey that we have gone on for just over the last year. And I thank you guys all so much for that. All right, so getting into it, looking at the charts pre market, we are down 2%. The whole market started to sell off yesterday at the end of the day, and crypto has been falling hard. So I don't know if this is the sign of the sell off coming. I don't know if this is sort of a little bit of a bear trap. Based upon the things that I have been talking about and the things that I have been seeing in the charts, again, I do think we are due for a pullback. So this may be the start of that. Just don't know how far. Again, CPI data is coming out on Tuesday. We are expecting higher numbers. So that might be a reason for the market to be selling off a little bit. Again, long term does not really matter at all, but I am looking for some opportunities to buy at a lower price. And if that is going to present itself in a sell off, I am going to take advantage of it. And so the levels that we're paying attention to today are this 207 level, which is that level of support. We closed just over that yesterday. So again, opening pre-market below that is making me question, are we going to rebound and come back up and close over that and then fill that little bit of a gap that we created yesterday? Or are we going to fall down below that 207 and maybe fall down below 200 again? We'll just wait and see how the day plays out. All right, and so to jump into it, we've got wuwa coming out and showing the pictures that they have for Tesla's port, Tesla's busy moment in the rain at the port of Shanghai. Lots of vehicles that are getting ready to go out. And we've got Kairav here sharing Tesla's Giga Shanghai produced on average 20,394 vehicles per week in January, with total production at 58,270. So on a weekly basis, they had 12,923 Model Ys and 7,470 Model 3s. And so if you guys remember, we had a report stating that they were going to be looking to get back to 20,000 vehicles per week in production by March, and now they've been hitting it in January. But Elon did say that they're not looking to be ramping production in Shanghai all that much this year, which is fine. If they stick around that 21,000 vehicle per week production rate, that's still going to be putting them over a 1 million run rate for the year. So we are perfectly fine with that. Again, we are looking at focusing on exports, and they have all these other things that are going on, still ramping Berlin, still ramping Austin. So this is great news to see that they're already back up, and that's just how Shanghai operates. They are so fast at getting back up to production speed. It's absolutely insane. And that's even more impressive because they had the Chinese holiday as well. So thank you, Shanghai, for keeping on pushing through as hard as you guys do. And then we've also got reports coming out. We've got tslachan and Ray 4 Tesla also put this out. Tesla China has raised vehicle prices on the Model Y rear-wheel drive by 2,000 yuan. So that's not a huge bump, but still a bump up in price over in China. And when people start questioning what's going on with demand over in China, well, if they're raising prices at all on any vehicles, that means that they must have strong demand and they're trying to quell some of that demand. So that to me is a very good sign. In other news, we have Eva Fox coming out tweeting an article from Tesmanian. Tesla continues to hire employees at Giga New York, exceeding its obligations to the state. At the end of 2022, more than 1,700 employees worked there instead of the required 1,460. Now, this is a deal that Tesla had worked out with the state of New York that they could put their factory up there, but they had these obligations to meet as far as hiring people to get employees there. Tesla has now exceeded that mark and they continue to grow as well. Tesla did add 28,000 jobs in 2022, putting them around 127,000 employees worldwide. And also over here in the US, we've got Holmar's catalog coming out saying, whoa, huge batch of Model Y 4680 just hit Tesla inventory. priced brand new at 50,990 or 43,490 after the credit. Now $4,000 cheaper than the 2170Y, previously only $1,000 cheaper. 4680Y ramping? So no, this has actually made me pause and wonder, do I maybe take my vehicle and change it over to getting a 4680? I looked in my area and they do say that inventory is coming, but it is not there yet. They are all the white version, but if I plan on getting it wrapped, as many of you suggested, I can just get the white version and wrap it in whatever color I want. And so this is one of those things that I'm contemplating. Maybe I do end up going that route, and we can discuss that tonight on the live stream. And then we've got some very interesting information from JB Straubel. Not a lot of good details, but just kind of, those subtle underlying just kind of hints that we hear about what's going on. We know that Redwood Materials was just awarded a big piece of the infrastructure package for them to be able to move forward with their battery recycling. Looks like they are going to be opening up another factory on the East Coast here in the US to be able to boost this. And the questions are, where are they getting all these batteries from to be able to do all this recycling? But we will find that information out over time. But there was a question asked about his partnership with Tesla.
JB, you talked about many years of planning. March the 1st, we get Master Plan Part 3 from your friend and former colleague, Elon Musk. Actually, is he a current colleague? Is Tesla a customer of Redwood Materials?
Well, we don't have any partnership with Tesla that I can talk about today, but I would say, Elon is very much a friend. I'm still rooting for Tesla. I think it's a fabulous company, and they've clearly been the leader in this entire movement. And really remain so.
And so while we don't get any direct information about a partnership or anything that's going on, there is a very good relationship between the two. And clearly that is something that could potentially happen down the road. Elon has spoken about it in the past. So I definitely see this happening. So maybe there's a partnership that is going on that JB just can't talk about, or maybe they just don't have anything as a partnership currently because they're just getting the ball rolling on this. Again, we will wait and see as the future plays out, but I have a feeling that Redwood Materials is going to play a significant role in the future of EVs, obviously, and potentially a big role with Tesla as well. All right, so now some other news coming out of Russia. Russia's Novak says Russia to voluntarily cut oil production by 500 barrels per day in March. Now, sometimes we do see oil production getting cut this time of year because a lot of times there's a lot of demand over in the winter months. We are coming out of those winter months. I don't know about you guys, but here in the Northeast of the US, we didn't see much of a winter. I know it's still early February. There is still some time, but cutting production in March, getting ready to, keep those prices higher when there's lower demand makes sense, but we'll see how that plays out when it comes to oil prices. And again, the higher oil prices are, the higher gas prices end up going, the more it pushes people towards EVs because of all the cost savings they can have. So we'll see how all of this plays out. And again, this is just one little small piece of everything that is going on. And then finally, we've got Sawyer Merritt coming out reporting about Morgan Stanley. While we reiterate the overweight rating on Tesla shares, we believe the window of opportunity on valuation has closed. Further upside from here will require a more substantial narrative change following the March 1st Investor Day. And so that sort of reiterates a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about on here is, we're starting to push pretty high, pushing into that overbought range. And if you remember back when we got the Hertz news, we were already into the overbought range from all of the Q3 numbers. And then the Hertz news came out, and that was the extra push that pushed us even higher. So we're at a very similar point right now where we're in that overbought range. And in order for us to push even higher, we're going to need some news and a catalyst similar to something like what Hertz did for us back in October of 2021. So whether we're going to get that or not, whether we're close enough to that March 1st Investor Day information or not as well is another question. So again, we'll wait and see. We're seeing that little bit of a pullback pre-market today. Could just be a fake out, could continue running. But I think we're at a point right now where all of the catalysts that we have seen have been exhausted when it comes to the stock price itself. And we're going to need something else to continue this momentum going forward and pushing us even higher. We'll wait and see if we get that. Maybe they come out with some sort of surprise big announcement before Investor Day. I don't know. Anything can happen. We'll just have to wait and see on this. But either way, this is another piece of information that I put in the back of my head on the side of things that we may see a near-term pullback before we see that massive full long-term growth. And one last thing, we do have Holmar's catalog coming out saying Toyota plans to shake up its executive leadership team when the new CEO Sato takes office on April 1st. He's going to replace them with younger, more in-touch executives, outgoing CEO Toyota said. So let's see if maybe this younger team that comes in is going to be more for the EVs, and if they are going to be able to get this up and running as quickly as they need to get caught back up with Tesla and the Chinese competitors as well. We'll see how that plays out. But again, Toyota looks like they're looking to kind of revamp and get a new formation out there for their team to really start pushing towards the future versus where they are right now. So one quick last check on the charts before we go. We are down 3% at the 201 mark right now. We will see how the rest of the day plays out. And again, tonight we will have our live stream and we can discuss all of that and so many more things. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Again, if you guys want to be on the live stream tonight, please let me know. Otherwise, you guys can all watch as you normally do as well. Open door policy. So if you guys can come and go, I know some people can only stay for a short amount of time. So if you want to come in late or if you need to leave early, no big deal. Everyone is invited, and just let me know in the comments. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.